think that's a hint for me to welcome everybody to these fantastic awards for 2020. When I became the chair of Learning Environments Australasia Victorian chapter this time last year, I had no idea that a global pandemic would mean that our 2020 award ceremony would be happening online. But here we are. So welcome. I hope you enjoyed those photos and got back into the spirit of what it means to actually be socialising in person, and hopefully we'll be doing that very soon. We're going to really try hard to keep this event to an hour. So if you do have a chance to head out to the pub, wherever you are afterwards, of course, in accordance with social distancing requirements and presuming you've been able to get a booking, you will be able to do that. There's a lot to get through though. We're going to try really hard to keep to time, but we might go a bit over. So just keep that in mind. Look, with that in mind, let's get going. We have, I think, about 100 people online, which is fantastic. I'm guessing that some of you might be listening with kind of half an ear to what's going on. Maybe you're preparing the dinner, maybe you're driving your car. I'm going to choose to picture you in beautiful gowns and tuxedos, ready to take the stage when your name is called. So that's my fantasy, and I am going to live in that fantasy. I'm going to throw to Scott, who I'm hoping is here as my co-host in one moment, so that he can give us a little bit of background to the awards. But before I do, hello. Fantastic! Yeah. He's here. Great. Sorry. Fantastic. I will throw to you. I'll give you a moment to I'll give you a moment to gather your thoughts and just take this opportunity to point out today's actually World Teachers' Day, and that's completely coincidental, but this experience of the pandemic has just highlighted for the community the extraordinary work that teachers and educators do day in, day out. And I want to take this opportunity to both personally and on behalf of the Victorian chapter of Learning Environments Australasia, really acknowledge each and every teacher in Victoria and in fact across the world for everything that they have done and you have done to steer your students through this year, keeping them motivated, keeping them connected to their learning, and just working through what has been extraordinary circumstances. So thank you. I will now throw to Scott, who is here, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the awards, but I think before he does that, he is going to give an acknowledgement of country. Thanks, Scott.
I am, thanks Liesl, and Liesl, well handled. Hi everybody out there. I had some Wi-Fi trouble and Liesl handled the pressure of maybe me not showing up at all very well. So sorry, Liesl, I'm back, I'm on board, so that's okay. I'm here for the duration, and we will try to keep to the hour. And it's really my pleasure to give the acknowledgement of country this evening. I'm assuming some of you out there know me. I'm Scott Alterator, and Alterator is a Spanish name, but my mother's maiden name is Thorn. And if anyone knows anything about Indigenous families along the East Coast, along in Newen country, you'll know that Thorn's has a long heritage of indigeneity, and so through my mother and my grandfather, we are Gundungurra people, which is just sort of near Goulburn and Wilcannia kind of area of New South Wales. So it's always important to me to be able to do the acknowledgement of country. I'm on Dja Dja Wurrung land tonight here in Bendigo, and I know that Liesl is in Melbourne, and lots of you will be in Melbourne on Wurundjeri and Bunurong Bung Wurrung and country of this great Kulin nation, which also includes the Wathaurong, and probably someone else who I've forgotten as well. You can go further north, and there's probably people tuning in from Yorta Yorta land, maybe out west to the Dja Wurrung land, and it's been pretty tense out in that way just recently with the protection of the trees. All the way out east to Gunai country, or maybe all the way up north into Sydney on Gadigal country. So wherever you are, I think it's really fitting that as a bunch of people really concerned with turning space into place, that we do an acknowledgement of country, and we acknowledge elders past and present. I like to acknowledge my elders, any Indigenous people in the Zoom tonight who are present, and we just acknowledge that we're all meeting on this country, always was and always will be Aboriginal land. So the awards are primarily a celebration of excellence in educational architecture. They're also a chance to share ideas through the magazine that you'll know, that comes out every year. Ideas for inspiration and documentation, to produce a kind of a cross-pollination amongst architectural professionals, but also educate Australia and the Western Hemisphere, and to be able to share some of those ideas through the awards and through the magazine is really important. And we think that through the booklet and the awards, we've really been able to document a progression of ideas across the last decade or so. And if you get a chance to have a look back through the catalogue, it really is quite a nice kind of trajectory of ideas and development of ideas. I really recommend you have a go at that if you get a chance. The awards themselves, I think it's worth pausing just quickly to talk about them. They are made up of panels of judges, and the judges are independent. They're made up of retired architects, retired principals, academics. They work to a set criteria, and it's a pretty robust process. My introduction to LEA was as a judge many years ago, before I was on the committee. And the judges make sure they go through a process of avoiding a conflict of interest. If they've had anything to do with the project, they remove themselves from that criteria for that category, from that category. And that nobody on the committee is on the judging panel, which is why you see committee members and their practices submitting projects for the awards and sometimes winning. So we'll get a chance to thank the individuals for this year as we go along tonight, but I want to acknowledge the work of the judges across all the previous years, because it's a pretty significant task. It is quite a robust task. If you've done it before, you will know that. If you haven't done it before, I urge you to consider nominating in future years. It's a really good way to see a whole bunch of cool architecture and some really nice thinking about how education is influencing and briefing architects to try and get really good results. So yeah, a nice sort of call out and acknowledgement of those people who have done that in the last few years. Liesl, I think you are now going to introduce the first of our important sponsors tonight.
We are. We can't put these events on without our sponsors, and our first sponsor that we're going to hear from is Interface. So let's throw over to Interface. Carly, you might need to unmute and turn your video on so we can see how beautiful you are.
Hi everyone, how are you all? So glad to be here with you today. Interface would really like to take the time to congratulate you all and to thank you. Although it's been a difficult year, you've all managed to stay strong, support each other, and design some amazing schools. And in turn, you've kept our factory operational during a really difficult time. So we cannot thank you enough for that. But tonight, it's all about you guys. It's about your amazing projects. So I wanted to say good luck to the nominees, good luck to the winners, and well done to every one of you. Cheers.
Thank you so much for that. As I said, we can't do this without our sponsors. So thank you very much to Interface for continuing to support us through this year too. So now you've all brought your own champagne and your own drinks and your own snacks this time. So it has been a little bit cheaper for us to put the awards on, but nevertheless, we're going to do our best. So what we're going to do in the next section is just to let you know how this is all going to work. We will see for each of the categories, and we'll explain as we go through. We'll see a montage of all the entrants. In this particular section, we'll see a montage of all the entrants in category 3. We are then going to introduce you to the judges that judged category 3, and then we'll be announcing commendations if there are any, and winners, which we're hoping there are some. And what we'll do is we'll read a very short section of the judges' citation for the commendations, and we will read the full citation for the winners. And then after the announcement of the winners, we're going to try and unmute a representative of that, the winning firm, and you'll be able to say a few words. We'll hope to be able to throw to you. Now, we won't be able to see you, unfortunately, but we will be able to hear you. So you'll be able to accept your award with a verbal hurrah. So let's start with category 3, which is our new individual facility under $4 million. And we'll see a montage of all the entrants in this particular category. Fantastic. Some really, really fabulous projects there. This was our biggest category. So our 3 judges here had quite a lot of facilities to go through. So Scott and I are going to take it in turns to introduce the judges, and I think Scott gets to go first.
I do. So the judges for category 3, new individual facility under $8 million. First of all, Dr. Marion Mahat, my colleague and friend. Marion's a senior research fellow at the University of Melbourne, and her research focuses on student learning and outcomes in various educational contexts. This encompasses curriculum and pedagogy, teacher-led inquiry, and teacher professional development, particularly where related to learning environments.
Our second judge is Dr. Patrick Love, and Patrick and I go way back too. So Pat holds a PhD in urban planning and is the former manager of planning at Catholic Education Melbourne. He's currently working on a consultancy basis for schools in the area of school planning and facilities design. He's also an honorary fellow in the Melbourne School of Design at the University of Melbourne.
And the third person you can see on the list is Karen Webster, and she has over 25 years education experience, having held senior leadership roles at RMIT University and the White House Institute of Design. She's the Dean Principal of LCI Melbourne, where her role includes overseeing the curriculum and further establishing its presence in the local and international design landscape. If you've been down to LCI Melbourne, you know how much of a groovy space that is. So, the judges have done their work. Let's now see what they have decided.
You got your envelope, Scott?
I do have envelopes. And here we have a commendation for category 3. Put my envelope here. Let me just see who it is. The category 3. The commendation goes to Wellington Secondary College, E.H. Blakey Vanellis Centre, Clark Hopkins Clark Architects. The Vanilla, I hope I'm saying this right. The Vanellis Centre is a great example of space for now and the future. The creators engaged in an excellent planning process, including the appointment of a change management officer to support transition, and reflected very good value for funds in the development of a 2-storey building that integrates inviting and flexible areas. Congratulations, Clark Hopkins Clark Architects. Well done. Lisa, let's see if there are any winners.
Right. Joint winner, drum roll, open my envelope. First winner in category 3. Good News Lutheran College, Senior Learning Hub, Brand Architects. This is a bold, visually strong design with a focus on student-centered access and sustainability. The Senior Learning Hub offers diverse, flexible, and visually clean spaces. Drawing on a rigorous master plan, the design was directly informed by the college's strategic direction and educational plan. The planning process not only incorporated contributions from the senior leadership team, but also incorporates contributions from educators and students, particularly through the engagement of senior students via project work. The Senior Learning Hub provides value for money, achieving excellent design and finishes with the use of wood, colour and glass internally and aesthetic features externally. The design meets a diverse range of students' needs in an inclusive way by presenting spaces with various configurations. This includes presentation spaces, performance areas, general learning areas, seminar spaces, small group areas, informal study nooks and alcoves, formal stack spaces, and a large flexible study space configured in the resources area, accommodating both large and small group activities. Indoor outdoor connections and evidence of flow and function is impeccable. The Senior Learning Hub provides the school community with a multitude of enriching teaching and learning approaches to allow the school to continue their journey of educational improvement and collaborative practice. Well done to Brand Architects and Good News Lutheran College.
Congratulations.
Now, have we got anyone from Brand Architects? Let's see if our back of house has managed to find someone. Oh, no, sorry.
No, we're going to this.
Another winner. Whoa.
Drum roll, I have the joint winner, of course, meaning that there's more than one. So let's see what we have here. And congratulations to St. Louis de Montfort's Primary School New Learning Centre, Minx Architecture. The double-storey learning centre is a compact, we're going to get some visuals, fantastic. The double-storey learning centre is a compact, visually rich, energy efficient and cost-effective design, quite a feat, delivering 12 connected learning areas accommodating 300 students. The architects employed an intensive planning process with all stakeholders, highlighted by an innovative pilot learning space for educators to trial the learning spaces and hone their skills in preparation for working in this new learning environment. In relation to design outcomes, it is modern, energetic, and lends itself to connectivity in a contemporary setting. The flexible interiors are supported by multiple connections with outdoor learning spaces on both levels. The 12 learning areas created are highly flexible with movable walls, and you can see some of them in there, which create multi-function spaces and a range of different sized learning spaces. The architects have future-proofed the building, integrating ESD principles with the use of innovative materials and colours into the design, continuing a strong commitment by the school to sustainability, which is evident in the broader master plan. So importantly, architects have listened to the educators and delivered a building that has not only challenged the educators today, but will continue to support and challenge thinking into the future. Congratulations on this excellent work, Minx Architecture.
All right, let's see if we can pull them up for say hello.
Hi, Lisa and Scott. Hope you can hear me.
We can.
G'day, Lawrence. How you going?
Good. How are you guys going? Long time no see.
Yeah. That's the story.
We're absolutely thrilled. This has been a 15-year partnership with Good News Lutheran College, and this is the latest project. And we've seen them grow from a tiny little primary school to a fully fledged college, and they're still growing out there in Tarneit. So we're just absolutely thrilled to pick this award up, because we've had a huge collaboration over the years, and this particular project is really the culmination in the educational journey at that school. I would also like to thank BRT, FMG and Oka Landscape, who are our consultants on this, and the project architects, Ben DiClementi and particularly Kate Reed, who have been involved in the journey all the way.
Thank you. We got anyone from Minx to say hello?
Yeah, you've got me.
Yay!
And you did say that there's no video on, didn't you?
No video, so if you've got no pants on, that's okay.
I've gone the whole nudity, just running around the house with excitement. No, look, I don't know if Tom Lindeman's joined us today. He's the principal at St Louis de Montfort. Look, he's a leader. Without his leadership, kind of propelling the school forward, the whole project couldn't have got to where it went to. RB Landscapes, Richard Bellamo, the landscape architect, who they'd already had on board St Louis de Montfort. So he'd already done a master plan, so much earlier than we were involved. So kind of taking a lot of cues from there. So kudos to Richard. And I'd also like to just give a bit of a shout out to the poor old contractor, Ormore, because the problems we had on site, that required a really good collaborative kind of all trying to work through these things. The whole project was a team effort. So I think everyone who was involved in the project, including everyone who worked at Minx at the time, at some point deserves a pat on the back. So, and the school as well, because without them, as I said, they've all when they moved in, like coming out of little cells and moved in, they all took it on board. It was unbelievable. So very proud, very thrilled.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you. Scott's going to introduce the next category. I will say we'll tighten up the citations. I think all of this information will be available afterwards online, but you don't want to hear us prattling on forever, so we'll try and tighten it up a little bit. Then we can have some more time to hear from the winners. Thanks, Scott.
Okay, so we have 3 categories happening at the moment. And they are category 4, renovation or modernisation over $5 million. Category 5, renovation or modernisation under $5 million. And category 6, small projects under $2 million. So the reason why we've grouped these categories together like this is that they were judged by the same panel. So the same judging panel assessed these particular categories. So what we're going to do is again show a pre-recorded montage of the projects, and then we will introduce the judges and then move to the winners of each category.
Excellent. So we'll start that montage, but in the meantime, you can also do chat in the side. So if you want to talk to us during the montage, please do.
That's fantastic. And we've been able to see some of these videos already this week, and they're just consistently impressive. So congratulations. We're going to introduce the judges, who you can see on your screen now. I think, Lisa, you're going to go first.
Yes, except, John, I don't know how to pronounce your surname. I'm going to make a total hack of it. John Aguirre?
That's what I'd say.
Yes, I apologise in advance for my stupidity. John is a researcher, practitioner and advisor specialising in learning environments, and has been conducting an international comparative study of learning spaces since 2016. Based between Paris and Tokyo, and he has actually joined us from Paris, so good morning, 7 a.m. over there. He's given over 100 talks and keynote speeches in major seminars and conferences around the globe, and is involved in several associations and working groups such as EduCause and FlexSpace.
Sorry, that's me, Dr. Alice Garner. Sorry, Lisa, I was...
That's all right.
There.
So impressed by his skills.
Yeah, I was just thinking about what it'd be like to be in Paris at the moment in lockdown. But many of us know that well. Alice Garner, Dr. Alice Garner, is a secondary school teacher with a PhD in history and publications in educational and social history. She's based at the University of Melbourne's Graduate School of Education, and is currently researching the history of trade union education in Australia. Alice believes strongly in the importance of architects and designers collaborating closely with educators and students to ensure that teaching and learning spaces really work for those who use them.
And then we have Rod Allen, who is an architect and co-founding partner of Rome Architects, winner of last year's Modernisation Under $5 Million award for St Bernadette's Primary School. His practice has a keen interest in learning environments across different settings, whether that be at home, school, workplace, or somewhere in between. So let's start with by seeing who is the successful project in category 4. I've got the next slide, and let's see whether there's commendations or winners. A winner. Oh, and I think this is me. Category 4, winner. Carlton Learning Precinct Law Architects. Law Architects has responded imaginatively to a complex and ambitious brief, transforming a tired and forbidding 3-storey corner building into the Carlton Learning Precinct. The precinct design brings much needed fresh air and light to an early learning centre and family and community services facility, combined with an existing primary school, all now meaningfully integrated into the surrounding urban environment. Of particular note is the multi-purpose covered outdoor learning area, which very effectively reintegrates the school with the surrounding streetscape, inviting the broader community to look more closely at a local learning institution that has hitherto been underappreciated. Fantastic project from Law Architects. Let's see if we can hear from Sandy.
Yes, Sandy, are you there?
I am. Thanks for the heads up notice, guys. Thank you. Yeah. Look, a project very dear to many of our hearts, in particular the community. I mean, the community are just an extraordinary community on a multitude of levels. Want to acknowledge, while we get the opportunity here, to pay homage to our amazing project architect, Kat Peasley. And I don't know if she's listening in the room too, but she really navigated that last complex construction period, which just goes on and on and on with projects like this too. So, and a terrific building company, building engineering, Carlton Primary School, Melbourne City Council, VSBA, of course, and and all the multitude of individuals that really played a big hand in being involved in it. So yeah, anyway, I could go on and on and on, but I'll...
Awesome. Well, we all look forward to coming and visiting it, some in the not too distant
future. You can just wander in any time of the evening or night. You have to sort of just push away all the skaters that are hanging out there. I think Jen's kid is one of them, but it's open, which is great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to keep moving. Let's go to category 5 and see whether we've got any commendations and winners in that category.
Category 5. There is a commendation, and that is in my hands. Let's see. Category 5 commendation, St Peter's College Stage 1 Arts Precinct Y2 Architecture. The facility presents a well-designed zoning organised around a central hub of activity and including a large variety of subspaces consistently organised, offering an engaging environment, serving a wide range of learning and creative activities. So we've got a few shots there. Congratulations to Y2 Architecture. And thank you again to the judges for writing the citations.
And we do have a winner. I have the winner in my hands. Let's see who it is. This is category 5 winner is St James Catholic Primary School, Baldasso Cortese Architects. So St James Catholic Primary School is the result of a very consistent planning process that was completely and efficiently connected to learning outcomes. Good to see. Different kinds of subspaces beyond their very appealing design allow a wide range of teaching and learning activities, including direct, collaborative and informal learning. The philosophy of this project and the solutions applied clearly contribute to a collaboration-centred educational journey that looks to be very inspiring and engaging for both students and teachers. Great work from Baldasso Cortese Architects. Do we have anyone from Baldasso Cortese online?
Hi, can you hear me?
We do.
We can.
Oh, that's such great news. Thank you, LEA, for going through the process of assessing us. We're pretty excited by this. This couldn't have happened without the bold ambition of Brendan, the school principal, and his team. They wanted to modernise 50% of their school, and you can imagine how much effort that would have taken on their behalf to make that happen. It's a very tight site. Johan, the project architect, had to deal with all the existing conditions on the site. So it was a big thank you to him for dealing with the intricacies of that. And if anyone needs to know about building over a public laneway and air rights, send us an email. We're very, very proud of the project and what we achieved there.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
Sharing a few words with us. That's awesome. Okay, so we are now into we are into the next category. Category 6, the buildings or renovation modernisation under $2 million. And let's see, there is a winner, and here I've got the envelope. Pardon me. Here we go. Okay, the winner is St Peter's Chanel Primary School Learning and Administration Refurbishment by Crozier Scott Architects. And St Peter Chanel, assuming I'm saying that right, Peter Chanel was a Frenchman, primary school. So St Peter, I'll keep going. The St Peter Chanel Primary School Learning and Administration Refurbishment is a playful and thoughtful refurbishment of 2 areas, which is transform those spaces. Skip a little bit of the judge's citation just because we need to finish at 6 o'clock, like we said, but what they have written is fantastic, and this will all be available as well. The refurbishment of the existing learning spaces includes the creation of neighbourhood zones reflecting the school's approach to contemporary learning. The provision of covered external spaces successfully creates a seamless connection between indoors and outdoors, providing flexibility for everyday activities. Also of note is a new raised project area, which provides an additional learning setting for project or creative work. The design is the result of a thorough process of planning and consultation. It demonstrates how a series of targeted refurbishments can positively impact the overall school environment. Congratulations to Crozier Scott Architects. Have we got somebody from the team to have a bit of a yarn with us?
We do. I'm here, Alan Coburn, Director Crozier Scott. Good evening.
Alan?
We can hear you.
Excellent, good. That's good to hear. Look, again, we're delighted as all the other winners are, and congratulations to all the winners, and commiserations to those who didn't get accredited, but some fantastic outcomes there. We were very fortunate to have such a great clientele. The principal and the staff leadership team at that school have done remarkable work over the past 5 to 10 years. We've been knocking on the door to get a capital grant for some years, and they were very fortunate to get this one. And I think it's been a tremendous outcome for the school on a shoestring budget. So we're delighted, and I'd just like to acknowledge everybody else who was involved in the project. So thank you to them.
Congratulations
Thank
again.
you so much. Yeah, and great reminder too that there's a reason why we have different categories, because the things that you can achieve with a small amount of money, it's appropriate for them to be judged against each other rather than comparing something that's been able to deliver something amazing for under 2 million compared to, you know, a full-blown big project. So thank you. I think we are now throwing to our second sponsor. I think you get to do that, Scott.
No, I do. We get to throw to Woods, who are a really consistent sponsor of LEA and a significant sponsor of LEA. And we happily acknowledge their work across the last few years, across a number of years actually. And like Interface, they've really stuck with us through this time. It's been tough for everybody, but we're really proud of the relationship we've built up, proud to be associated with them. It's, you know, as I said, it's been a difficult year for a lot of companies and a lot of people. We really appreciate your support. We've got a small video to show from Woods, and then, well, let's just play that, Brianna. Yeah, and thanks again to Woods for sticking by us this year.
That's right. Woods are based in the Melbourne's inner west. They are actually within my 5 kilometre circumference. So, you know, they're very local for me. So thank you. We have our final 2 categories. So we've got categories, we're going to have category 2, which is the new individual facility over $8 million, and category 1, which is our entire new educational facility. So like before, we've got the same judging panel has judged these 2 categories. So we'll see the nominations in both of those categories. Then we'll introduce the judges, and then we'll announce the commendations and winners. So let's go to the montage first. our judges. I'm not sure that we saw, do we see all of our candidates there? We won't go back because we've got plenty of, give us a bit more time to talk to people. So let's introduce the judges.
That's fine. I'll introduce David Islip. Am I saying that right, Liesl?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. David is a Principal Advisor for Urban Design and Architecture at the Office of the Victorian Government Architect, an architect with over 25 years experience in the private and government sectors. He is past chair of the Architects Registration Board of Victoria, a fellow of the Australian Institute of Architects, and has served on numerous built environment professional advisory boards and panels. Thank you, David.
And we also have Susan Ogden. It's great to have some educators as judges. Susan has been the principal of Dandenong High School for 8 years. Originally a novice to the design world, she has during that time developed a deep appreciation of the impact of space on maximising student learning through her leadership of the Dandenong Education Precinct redevelopment, which is about to begin building the final stage of the project. So thank you, Susan. I think you've done some judging for us before, so great to have you on board.
And finally, Dr. Adam Taylor for this panel. Adam is National Director of School Engagement with Edmund Rice Education Australia. And he commenced his role following principalship in schools in Sydney and Melbourne, where he led 3 significant school building projects. Adam holds a Doctorate of Education from ACU and is an Honorary Fellow of the Melbourne Graduate School of Education. So quite a panel of judges there. We're going to go to our first announcement for category 2. Let's see what we've got. We have a commendation, and that is for me. Let's see who gets the commendation. The commendation for category 2 is, the project is Professor Lynn Cochrane Early Learning Centre by Froebel, Parkville and Perkins Architects. The commitment to consulting with the local Indigenous community informed the design with water play, sound play, tactile level changes, climbing frames, seasonal and edible plants. The project sets a strong precedent for future ELCs through quality play spaces in an urban context, a commitment to design and collaboration with an informed client. Congratulations to Froebel, Parkville and Perkins Architects. Well done.
All right, a second commendation, and it's me. Second commendation goes to, can't get the paper out, the Swift Science and Technology Centre by McBride Charles Ryan Architects. The Swift Science and Technology is a visually spectacular design that successfully meets the brief of inspiring learners to explore the power of STEM and the wonders of technology. This striking modern building blends both with the more traditional facilities on the site, as well as the surrounding coastal landscapes. So well done, McBride Charles Ryan Architects.
Yes, 2 commendations. Now let's see if we have a winner. And indeed we do. Yeah, luckily we've got another brown envelope with some orange paper inside, meaning that there is a winner. And the winner is MLC Nicholas Learning Centre, Mackledowie Partners Architects. So there's strong evidence of an extensive student-centred community consultation and a tight match between the design brief and the finished product, marked out the MLC Nicholas Learning Centre as a worthy award winner in this category. The judging panel admired the strong interconnectedness between classrooms and their adjacent collaborative spaces, the commitment to the realisation of a fully landscaped rooftop garden hidden from the eyes of admiring outside, served for the enjoyment of the college's students, is one measure of the project's commitment to student-centred design. The sophisticated colour palette, nearly brought me undone that sentence, the sophisticated colour palette, extensive use of full-length glazing and the clever use of sliding doors, acoustic elements and discrete spaces make the building feel welcome and agile for learning. The carefully selected furniture allowed for tiering and supported flexible learning spaces. It has created spaces which the panel felt they would personally love to learn in, a ringing endorsement. Well done to the Mackledowie Partners Architects. Have we got someone? I think I saw John's name.
Yeah, hi Scott. Hi Liesl.
G'day John, how you going?
Good, thanks, how are you?
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks to everyone on behalf of Mackleday Partners, I guess. And I think ultimately this recognition is a credit to MLC, who've been a phenomenal client. So I would like to recognise them in their sort of willingness to explore different and innovative solutions and embed research in the process. So a huge thanks to the project team at MLC and all the teaching staff. Hopefully the building can be used a little bit more next year than it was this year. Thank you to Tony De Lorenzo, the project architect, who led the project amazingly, to Laura Benazzi, and to the rest of the team, Mackledays, as well as TCL, whose landscape architecture is phenomenal and makes us look good. So thank you all.
Yeah, congratulations to you and the whole team, John. Well done.
Cheers, Scott.
Lisa.
Awesome. There's some great time lapse photography of that centre too, showing it being built. So definitely worth checking out. Great work. Okay, I think we're coming to our last winner, which is category 1. Let's see. We have a winner, and it's in my hands. So winner for category 1 is Springside West Secondary College Brand Architects. Springside West Secondary College is an entirely new educational facility established on a greenfield site in the new suburb of Fraser Rise. Its completion and occupancy is the result of a diverse and considerable number of community and professional collaborations. The site is thoughtfully laid out, with a straight covered walkway boldly cutting a swathe through the campus, clearly delineating the various precincts on the site. The walkway provides form, spatial sense, and allows scope for future expansion in an organised and structured way. Careful staging of the project allowed for the delivery of VCE-ready facility upon opening, while allowing for school growth over the new school's early life. Design of the facility's learning hubs maximise connections between learning areas, as well as activating the open spaces between them. So that's fantastic. This is the final winner before we announce our People's Choice Award. So hang around for that. So let's see if we've got someone from Brand Architects to accept the award and say a few words. We got anyone from Brand? We had
Lawrence.
We had Lawrence before. He's celebrating from his previous win and disappeared.
Oh, is he?
Must have got a booking at the pub.
Maybe he got an early booking. He's coming, apparently. Where is he? Is he on the list? No, I can't see him. Maybe if he is.
Hey,
yes,
there we go.
Just in the nick of time.
Peter from our office was going to accept this one, but I'll hang around. I have got a booking at the pub in about 10 minutes, so.
I'm sure it's within your radius, so you'll be able to make it, Lawrence. That'll be fine.
Just up the hill, and I'll have an extra glass, I think. Oh, look, again, we're thrilled with this. This is a great example of when you can develop a school with a community and not just a committee. And really like to say thanks to John Goodman, the new principal, the foundation principal out at Springside, who has been a great inspiration throughout the process of the 2 stages. Also to Melton Council, this school was actually developed as part of a much wider master plan for the precinct there, which is currently the home of Western United, where we got to do not just the school, but the high-level soccer facilities, the community hub, and the school. So it's just a great precinct that's come together really well. So yeah, big thanks to Peter Moorbach from our office, who is the project architect, the whole team, and to Kundal and WGA and Oka, who were our consultant team on this one.
Yeah, fantastic.
Away.
Yeah, great work. Congratulations. And I think really all of our speeches tonight have highlighted the importance of collaboration throughout these processes, and I think that's really heartening to see, given that we know that an aligned project between education and architecture is more often than not, or more likely to be successful. So it's fantastic to hear that sentiment reiterated through all of our all of our speeches tonight. Quite
Yeah,
excited.
and I think Scott, it is, you know, we don't normally get to hear from our winners, and I think this is something that we might take on board for future award presentations. Usually what happens is we bring you up the front, we give you a trophy, which will be coming, and then we take you over to the side and take some photos. But I think we might try and work into the future presentations, the opportunity for you to say a few words. I don't think we've done that in the past. If we have, correct me. But yeah, it's been really nice to hear from people, particularly when we can't be physically together. So we do have another new initiative this year. We have the People's Choice Award.
This is so exciting, Liesl. Come on,
it's very exciting.
This is great.
Very exciting. So hopefully you've all voted. We're going to throw to Wayne Hay now, and he is going to tell you all about this process and how it has worked and announce our People's Choice winner. Can we see Wayne?
What we should do is pay particular attention to his background, which he's been working on for days. So congratulations, Wayne. That looks really good.
I'll thank you for that, Scott, but really thanks should go to Danny from the Queensland chapter who actually made this, and I just copied it, so I stole it. Anyway, thanks for that. I'm Wayne, and I'm the secretary of the Victorian chapter of LEA, and I'm really happy to welcome you to the first ever LEA Victoria People's Choice Awards. This award is judged based on 31 entries posted on Instagram, then judged by you, or at least those of you with an Instagram account, based on a single picture, the name of the project, and its designer. Now, as you'll recall earlier, Scott mentioned that the LEA Awards are based on a high level of integrity in the judging process. Now, forget all about that. The People's Choice Award is a popularity contest. However, the 6 previous categories were judged by a total of 9 jurors. Over 3,700 likes were cast for the People's Choice. So I'm just going to do a little bit of Zoom magic here and show our first commendation. So this is the Padua College White Learning Center by Baldasso Cortese. So congratulations to Baldasso Cortese for the commendation for the first ever People's Choice Award. And now, without any other delay and a little bit more of Zoom magic, we have our winner with over 823 likes, the Sandringham East Primary School by Clark Hopkins Clark. Now, I know we're running short on time, but I did want to read this one citation from one of the judges. Mimzino said, clappy hands emoji. So, so I tried to keep it brief, but congratulations to Clark Hopkins Clark on winning the first ever People's Choice Award.
That's great, Wayne. Thanks so much. This is unreal. This is a great development, I think. A little bit of whimsy at the end of some pretty serious and robust processes around the judging. That's great. Thanks for setting it up and running it so thoroughly. It's really good. Keeping a track on it. A huge number of people who are engaging on Instagram. So thanks to everybody for voting.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We will, as I mentioned before, normally with these awards, we would be bringing you forward. We would be handing you trophies. We would be giving you certificates with the citations printed on them. Clearly, we haven't been able to do that. They will be posted out. So all the winners and commendations will receive certificates and plaques. And I'm correct, aren't I, Scott, that they also get a book? A book is part of the winners package. But we also would normally be acknowledging our judges, those who are physically present in the room, with a gift as well. And we will be also forwarding gifts to our judges, which includes an awards book. So if you're a judge, don't order your book, because you'll be getting one anyway, unless you want to give someone one for Christmas or you know, a birthday present. You're perfectly welcome to do that. So those the certificates and plaques and the award books will be posted out to our commendations winners and our judges. I think the People's Choice Award, you just get the glory. So that's what you get. So there you go.
Yourself, I think. Can I just thank the judges too, because it's quite a bit of work, and it's quite serious work. It's quite robust work, and it's not always smooth sailing. It's quite enjoyable work. But thank you so much for sharing all of your expertise. You know, you bring years and years of experience and a kind of collaborative approach to the process. So thank you so much for doing that and sharing all that you know and all that you've seen around the world. I think next is me talking about the book launch, Liesl.
Yes, and if we had one physically, we'd hold it up, but we don't.
And do we have a photo?
It's on the screen.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Oh, there it is. I've unpinned it. Yep. So the book is now available for ordering online. It's a collection of all of the entries plus their citation, plus the citations. Jump onto the LEA website in order to get your copy, and it's about the limit of my sales capacity. So get one.
Yeah. Look, it's not hard to sell these books. They're a fantastic resource. Can I just say, I do not have a copy of the 2011 version, and I'm an obsessive collector, and there is a big hole in my collection. So anybody that can help fill that hole, I will be eternally grateful. So 2011, anyone got one of those lying around on their shelf that they don't want anymore, please let me know. I'll pay big dollars for that.
All the 2011 ones.
So look, we're coming really towards the end here. We do have a couple of other things to say. Can I please very much, I'll start by thanking Peter and Christy, who have done all the hard work on the awards book this year. So amazing work to create that resource for us. So thank you very much to Peter and Christy for that work. And also to the awards committee, particularly Narissa and Kathleen, again, for all your hard work in making this happen. And Brianna in the back of house, who has kept all the videos and slides and things going, and you know, keeping this all happening online. We've not done this online before. This is very new for us. Hopefully we haven't, hopefully it's been a nice and fun experience for everyone. We really would have preferred to be doing it in person, and we hope to be back in person soon, but it just hasn't been possible. So this year has been very unusual, but I think Scott's going to talk about some of the things that we've got planned coming up.
I am. It is. It's going to be quite an exciting calendar. Things are still a little bit unpredictable. Really, that's fairly self-evident. But in the next little bit, we've got the post-award chat and an AGM on the 5th of November for members only. And then there's a final webinar event on the 24th of November. I'm not sure, Wayne, if you're still online, but the details of that are to be posted out fairly soon. And it looks like going to be a really interesting panel of people talking about a topic that I think is quite relevant, which is blended learning. How do we approach blended learning? What are the current possibilities moving into the future years? And then next year, we're looking at ways of engaging our members through forums like this, hopefully as well as the year goes along, physical forums, and we'll work with the set of parameters that are laid out across the next few months to bring as much of an engaging calendar to everybody as possible. So be sure to keep an ear out or an eye out for the face-to-face, but also the online activities as well, because I think they're pretty good fun, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, so this time, actually, it's not this time, next week. It's on the 5th, as Scott said, on the 5th of November. We'll have a post awards chat. So it's the equivalent of us retiring to the other room with a glass of wine, and we'll be able to see all your faces on that chat. So please come along, and if you want to complain about our performance tonight, that's your opportunity to do that, or to tell us how fabulous we were. We very much encourage those people to come along and tell us how great we are, because we like that, or at least I do. But look, really, I know that we've got a lot of members here today, but we also have non-members that will have logged in. If you're not a member, please be aware that if you do take out a membership in Learning Environments Australasia, you get discount rates to our events. There's a newsletter, and there's other resources that you have access to that you don't otherwise have access to as a non-member. So a lot of these fantastic projects that you've seen tonight, we will be organising visits to in the coming year, hopefully, and you will be able to attend those events at a discount rate. So, you know, well worth you becoming a member. So we've gone a little bit over time. We knew that would happen. It's been really great to see people here as much as we have been able to, in terms of hearing a few of you, seeing the chat along the side. And yeah, it's been lovely, and I really wish we could do it in person soon. So now you can all run off to the pub if you've got a booking. I'm sure Lawrence has already left, but you can all be on his coattails. So thank you very much for everyone being here.
Have a good weekend.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your long weekend if you've got one.